Hey guys, what is up? My name is Michaela Smith Campbell, the fashion designer and founder for the fashion design brand MACK Smith, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am super excited to be back. I feel like I've been away from YouTube for over a month and a half, and I am so excited to be back here doing an actual sit-down video again. I believe my last sit-down video was the New York Fashion Week scheduling video. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. That was just me going over the schedule for New York Fashion Week for the month of September, and I feel like the month of September have just been so crazy for me, all of last month and kind of going into early October for me. Personally, there's been a lot of things going on. So that's why I'm super excited to do this announcement video with you guys to let you know some of the things that have been going on, because a lot of the things that have been going on with me in my personal life is going to come up in my YouTube. So you'll see me doing slightly different videos on YouTube and some content on YouTube, as well as some of my content on my Instagram. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, please check out my Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram handles below for both MACK Smith and my actual personal Instagram as well. I don't even know where to start. I honestly do not talk about my personal life on here ever, because for me, I just love talking about fashion. I believe your personal life should be for your personal life, but this is kind of going into professional life, career type of thing, and definitely MACK Smith, my brand, is going to be impacted by what I'm doing now. Yeah, but before I get into that, I definitely want to give a shout out to a lot of my new followers. Last month, in September, I had less than 100 subscribers. I had I was in my 80s, 88 subscribers. I think I had early September. And when I started making a bunch of my not even New York Fashion Week, but my Fashion Week shorts, because September was a crazy month for fashion as well. So because I didn't have a lot of time to post actual sit down videos and talk about trends or certain designers and what they're doing and whatnot, I was just doing a bunch of shorts for Fashion Week. I know there was New York Fashion Week right after. It was London Fashion Week, the Milan Fashion Week, and then Fashion Week ended in Paris with a big bang. So I didn't have time to do a lot of things, or videos, I should say, videos about those brands that were actually performing. So if you guys have been following for some time, you'll notice I've done a lot of shorts. It's sometimes I even post 2 shorts a day, because there were just so much going on. There was as you guys know, even just looking at the New York Fashion Week schedule video that I did, there's sometimes 10 designers, 15, maybe even less in one day. And a lot of those designers, it was just so much to keep up with. So that's why I was doing 2 shorts a day to show you guys, looks and, the vibe from those designers. So, yeah, so I did have 88, I think around 88, it was the high 80s, I know that, for the beginning of September. And then it went, when I started my New York Fashion Week, especially my Laquan Smith collection short video when he did his collection for New York Fashion Week, that video not popped off for me and my size for my YouTube channel. It was 3,000, almost 4,000 views, and I had so many subscribers from that one video. And then when I started doing my London, and then rolled into Milan and Paris, I just started getting a lot more followers and comments. So I just want to give you guys a shout out and a warm welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting and subscribing, and also checking out my videos. I really do appreciate that. And a lot of you guys who've been following me already since I rebooted this channel in February. Thank you guys so much for supporting me since day one. And you guys definitely are not unseen. I do see some people in the comments, reoccurring comments from the same followers. So I really do notice that, and I do see you guys. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. And yeah, so let's get into this video. Whew. Okay, I am so nervous, you guys, because I don't know. I'm honestly nervous, you guys, because I don't talk about this stuff at all, and we gotta shake it out. Whew. Okay. So my first announcement is that I moved to Paris. So I now live in Paris, you guys, and I love it so much. And I moved to Paris last month. So I've been here for a month a month and some days. And you guys, I love it. So for me, I, am from the East Coast, back home in America. And I honestly wanted like a fresh start. And another reason is for my next announcement that I'll be telling you guys why I've also moved here. But, other from that next announcement reason, I really wanted a fresh start. I wanted something new. I lived on the East Coast for like all my life. I was born and raised, and I moved to LA for school, getting my associate's degree in fashion design, even getting my bachelor's degree in business management out in Los Angeles at FITM. I had a taste of both the East Coast and the West Coast. I'm like, you know what? I want something new. I want something bigger. I want something that it's just a new culture. I can learn, I can travel. And I ended up finding myself in Paris. I love the fashion here. I mean, everybody is so dressed up to the tens, you guys, out here. And even like casual wear out here, it's like still so cool. You see a lot of people wearing, it's very chic. It's like very chic Parisian. But even some of their streetwear, like some people I've seen, they'll just wear like, it just looks so effortless. They'll wear like jeans or trousers with a nice sweater and like a cool jacket that looks like they got it from like a vintage shop that's one of a kind. And a lot of people here have like one of a kind pieces. And I did hear, and I actually have heard that vintage shops out here are so common. And I've heard of some districts like the Le Marais district. It's huge. There's so many vintage and thrift stores. And you guys know I love to thrift. And I've only gone to the Le Marais area once, and that was when I went to, I think it's Nice Piece Clothing or Best Piece Vintage or Nice Piece Vintage. I believe it's Nice Piece Vintage. Yeah, I think it's Nice Piece Vintage. I follow Karen Britchick. She's another awesome content creator. She talks a lot about fashion. She's been killing it this past month in September for all of the fashion week she's been attending, and she did a video actually on a lot of her pieces, like not kind of like a haul, but she did a lot of a recent video of a lot of the pieces she's curated over the past month or so. And she talked about the vintage stores out here in the Le Marais district. So I was like, you know what, the Nice Piece Clothing or Nice Piece Vintage that she mentioned, I was like, oh, and she had pictures too, and she even like put it up on her Instagram. And so I actually visited that vintage store last week or about a week ago. I ended up getting a belt, but it was just a great recommendation. It's very expensive. I think like the cheapest thing that I've seen there, besides like their pins and like their jewelry, was like $70 belts or 70 euro belts that were 70 belts that were 70 euros. And so it is kind of pricey on the pricier side, but nonetheless, it's very beautiful. It's great quality pieces, one of a kind, higher end pieces. Some of them are brand names and the others I've never heard of. I don't know if they're just locally, local brands or whatnot, but they were just so gorgeous. There was like beaded gems on, jackets, fur jackets, leather gloves, so much, like crystal embellished purses. So, that's definitely a noteworthy store. And, loving Paris, checking out their vintage shops, some of them, just sightseeing even. Like I saw the Eiffel Tower, the catacombs. I've always wanted to see the catacombs like my whole life. And I went there and it was really cool. For some reason I was expecting like, for some reason I was expecting like more of it, but like when I got there, I was like, okay, this is cool, this is a vibe. And then I had like the audio tour and, just going through like a little maze underground, and it was a cool tour. I've just been enjoying it since I've been out here, in my little apartment. I just love it. It's a lot smaller than, my apartment back home, but nonetheless, I love it, and I'm so grateful to be here and whatnot. My next announcement is that I am attending IFA, which is the International Fashion Academy, for my master's in contemporary fashion design. And I'm a student, guys. I'm officially a student. I'm an international student here, and I've been here for about a month, and all of my classes have been helping me so much. Like, a lot of them are project based. It's really pushing my creativity comfort level. A lot of what I'm used to, you know, is really kind of playing it safe in the creative mindset. So a lot of my teachers who have been teaching me and just showing me myself and, like, you know, my class, a lot of different techniques on how to express art, your emotions, and, you know, just so much going on. Sometimes even politically, how you feel about something through fashion, because I do believe that fashion is honestly like a work of art in itself. And a lot of my teachers, I mean, they have a different way of teaching and a different mindset than when I was out in Los Angeles in my fashion program for my AA degree. It's just, I feel like out here, it's more about expression and emotion and storytelling in your pieces. And that is just, I've never been challenged to think like that. I've always just created designs and artwork and garments based on what I like and my style, but I've never, you know, added emotion. I've never added, you know, things that could, or I've never, you know, translated what my piece is by, you know, through storytelling, or what's been going on, like, socially or politically. How can I transpire that in my artwork pieces? So, you know, my teachers are really challenging me to think, like, outside of my comfort zone and my box and what I'm used to, and they're showing me different techniques of doing certain things, and they're really about researching before starting projects. So for me, it is a lot more time consuming than I thought, but for me, I am learning so much. I think researching is so beneficial for, you know, me and my mind, because you just learn so much, you guys. You honestly learn so much. There's honestly so many ways of getting research. And when I was back home in America in my classes, like when I was in my AA degree for fashion design, or even my business management, like, every single piece of research I would do I would just always play it safe and just go right to the internet and just go on websites and just be like, okay, what's the trends, what's going on, you know, in the world, or what's, you know, the style, how do you do, you know, how do you do, you know, A, B, or C. And I've never thought about going to things like going to a museum. There are so many museums out here, art museums, fashion museums, exhibits, fashion exhibits. So even galleries, and like, there's like millions in the heart of Paris. I've been going to some museums and even like some districts where there's like fabrics and whatnot. I forgot what they're called, but I know another student in my class, he was telling the class like where to go, because he's been to Paris. He seems like he's been to Paris like several times, and he's very artistic, and I love the way he, you know, thinks. And he, you know, why am I rambling on? Okay. I feel like I'm like rambling on. Okay. Get it together. There's so many exhibits out here, which I really do appreciate, and it's so beneficial and like helpful. There's libraries just on fashion pieces and archives that you can go to. And it's just, there's so much information like right here. And it's like, when I was even in LA and when I'd look on these websites for like trends, they would be talking about these museums that I can actually walk in Paris. So it just was like, wow, I don't need to go on the website to look up like Chanel. There's like museums here for that, and I can actually see, no, I can't touch the fabric, but you know what I mean, you guys. But it's like right, I have like all the resources and information right at my fingertips, which I'm really happy. And that's also another reason why I really did want to move out to Paris and attend a school out here, because Paris, there's so much embedded history and fashion in Paris. I mean, Paris is one of the top fashion capitals in the world. And for me, I wanted to have access to, you know, so many of these resources out here, like these museums, just so many pieces of knowledge out here, and I really wanted to experience that. Also, I would love out here, I chose Paris because, you know, it's one of the best, and it's like I want to be the best of the best, so why not learn from the best of the best, research with the best of the best, and network from the best of the best. Like, that's my whole process. And because I am now in school, I would love to go over some illustration videos with you guys. My very first illustration video was on Beyonce Rodeo Park collection that she put out like last year. I believe it was like in August or September. She covered in that same collection, the same collection pieces on the Harper's Bazaar magazine. And I actually did an illustration on her 3 looks on the Harper's Bazaar magazine cover. That was a look. And then 2 other looks that I did love. And yeah, I did my very first video on the illustrations of that because, you know, I love Beyonce. And I had so much fun doing that video. And I honestly, you guys, want to get back to doing illustration videos. I'm going to be doing so many illustrations while I'm here in school. I love illustrating. That is the heart. And I feel like that's like the start. I've always illustrated before I've even sewn. So I know illustration for me, that's like more of my home. Yeah, for me, illustration, that just is always going to be my #1 love, illustration. And to you guys, you'll see and notice on my original Mack Smith page on Instagram, a lot of illustration. That's like literally all you see is my illustrations because I love illustrating. So yeah, even on my website, I do have illustrations, but right now my website is paused because right now I am in school and I am doing yeah, but right now my website is on pause for now, but you can still check out a lot of my illustration on either my personal page or original Mack Smith page as well. And yeah, those are my 2 biggest announcements, you guys. I moved to Paris and I'm in school right now for my master's. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting me and actually watching me. I miss you guys. I missed doing a sit-down video because it's been over a month. And even my last 2 actual videos was like what people are wearing in Paris. So it kind of gave you like an insight of like the Paris fashion that I was telling you guys about a little earlier in this video. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it and if you guys are kind of curious, please give that video a check out too. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.